Do you know your looks can make or break your financial standing? Have you seen people favoring social recognition just by acting wealthy, even if they don't have any money saved up for their future self? Are you someone who has the habit of buying the trendiest Gucci bag or the latest iPhone just to look rich? Well, it's doing the exact opposite for you. In this video, I will discuss how some people make the mistake of prioritizing their appearance instead of planning for future wealth. They spend their hard-earned money on luxury automobiles, the flashiest bags, the priciest clothes, and whatnot. All of these things are for validation. Ironically, despite giving off the impression of being wealthy, their financial situation is in shambles. If you are new here, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the informative videos. If you find this video valuable, do give it a thumbs up, as it keeps me motivated to make more videos for you. Hey guys, welcome to RJN Invests. Let's see the 7 ways your looks will keep you poor forever. So, let's get started. 7. Unreasonable spending. Acting like someone you are not is very draining. This is because you are always attempting to win over people through material things. This is a bit harsh, but it's the truth. I do understand that no one wants to be the poor guy around rich people, but doing so will only lead to financial disaster. The good news is that taking charge of your excessive spending can be done in simple ways and by starting small. You can take control of small yet manageable changes in your daily life that will snowball into bigger changes and last for a lifetime. You can set realistic goals and build a solid foundation with a monthly budget and emergency reserves, then merely rely on your willpower. It's also a good idea to avoid hanging out with your wealthy friends, especially if you know that they only get together for expensive occasions. Stick to your budget, live within your means, and keep away from the so-called friends that pressure you to act in ways that aren't really true to who you are. 6. Extreme borrowing. The majority of people get huge bank loans to maintain their pricey status. I have some bad news for you. You are creating a recipe for a financial disaster. When you attempt to appear wealthy, with each spending, you have less and less money left. This is so ironic. You are basically constructing your own financial grave by trying to appear wealthy. One cannot overuse the word ironic when discussing this subject. The good news is that there is always a solution to any problem. The best solution to this problem is to refrain from spending money on things you cannot afford. If you recall, Robert Kiyosaki discussed a financial income statement in the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He discussed the 2 primary elements of an income statement. These are things you own, your assets, and the things you owe, liabilities. Your liabilities are essential things that take money away from you, whereas your assets are essentially things that bring in money. The author advises to always invest more on our funds in the assets column. Buy profitable assets, and make every effort to lower your liabilities. Trying to appear wealthy in a situation is a tremendous liability. Credit card debt and loans are not worth it if you are not trying to make enough money to exceed them. Having said that, using your credit card responsibly and paying it back on time is a great idea. This is due to the fact that the more you borrow and repay on time, the higher your credit will be. You can use your credit score to save money on a mortgage loan when purchasing a home. Make sure you can repay the loan in time when you decide to take one out. Oh, and don't borrow money to buy a Gucci, please. 5. You make fewer investments, if any at all. Wealthy people typically have several sources of income, investing being one of them. Compound interest is the best way to invest, and it is highly recommended. You can start utilizing it as soon as possible. But here's the thing, putting money aside for investing looks like a dream if you're drowning in debt and attempting to pay off loan after loan. You have to copy the habits and principles of rich people, rather than their wardrobe, if you want to be truly rich. In fact, I can promise you that people who are truly wealthy care more about their future than they do about brands and logos. Their retirement and non-retirement accounts receive regular investments from them. They keep track of their income and outgoing expenses because they understand that money is a valuable resource. If you want to be considered as someone who is rich, concentrate on how you can expand your financial portfolio and make the most of it. 4. You constantly want to help others out financially. Rich people are aware of the true value of money since they have earned it over decades. They are a little reluctant to give it away, and they only do so after giving a lot of thought about it. Helping others, whether they are family or friends, is admirable. But you shouldn't give endlessly only to appear rich at the cost of your own financial stability. No, this does not imply that you should go back off your donations. It's a moral obligation to help those in need if you have extra money to spare. You can follow these simple steps to avoid giving your hard-earned money to someone who doesn't appreciate its value. Carefully explore what they plan to do with it. Don't be spineless. Make sure they will, in fact, return it. If you genuinely do not care if it comes back to you or not, then make sure the money is going towards the right things. Don't use your money carelessly for the sake of appearances. 3. You indulge yourselves excessively. Everyone loves a good treat, especially when it's one we've earned through hard work. But if we're being completely honest, how many times have you overindulged yourself despite knowing there was no justification? Personally, I have been guilty of this thing numerous times. The downhill spiral begins with one pricey iced coffee from a neighborhood cafe. But do you know that rich people do not treat themselves? They are not concerned with appearances. They occasionally treat themselves to a lovely designer handbag or a cozy cashmere sweater. When they do, they view it as an investment rather than an impulsive purchase. In other words, it is something that they will value forever and probably pass down to coming generations. They also adopt a different viewpoint when it comes to treating themselves. They take good care of both their body and their minds. This calls for going to the gym daily and eating a wholesome, freshly prepared meal at home. They invest money in books and training programs that will broaden their horizons and improve their quality of life. Instead of obsessing over appearances, we can learn this aspect from truly rich people. So, reward yourself with a healthy lifestyle, just like rich people do every day. 2. You're always in your comfort zone. Wealthy people who have worked their way up are familiar with the value of risk-taking. You must push yourself outside of your comfort zone if you want to succeed in life and become rich. When you step outside your comfort zone, you can take on a new role in a job, learn a new skill, get assistance from others, or even lose sleep occasionally while rushing from one job to another. Avoid being so comfortable in your current state that all you do is live from paycheck to paycheck. You'll stay ahead of your finances if you can learn how to function in a state of constant uncertainty. 1. You are thinking of the present rather than making plans for your future. The rich carefully analyze all their options before making a purchase. Whatever option they choose is always a classic item that will last for decades. Don't be that person who runs after changing trends all the time. The person who replaces their old iPhone with a new one when a new model is out, even though they don't need it. Think about the future. Consider your health and asset building as your number one priority. Along with controlling your spending, make sure you have enough in your retirement and saving accounts. Always invest a significant portion of your income into long-term investments. When it comes to spending money, give it some serious consideration. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Or is this just a simple expense to fill a void? The first guideline in the How to Be Rich manual is to plan for the future. Failing to do so is the biggest financial mistake you can make. Therefore, avoid trying to appear rich while draining your bank account. It's time for an honest evaluation of yourself if you feel like you have to change things in your life to become financially independent. If you want to become truly rich, you have to at least be concerned with how you appear to others. I assure you that you would appear best even if you have simple and well-maintained attire. You should concentrate on the actual problems at hand. Spend some time carefully evaluating your wealth by saving, investing, and then saving some more. Look deeply into your shopping habits and always think twice before making a purchase. And remember, resist the need to act impulsively merely to win the approval of others. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from this video. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a big thumbs up. So with that, have a wonderful day, and I'll meet you again at the next video. Take care.